Would you like to work closer to home, save money on gas, and be rewarded for your hard work and attendance? Then Bellisio Foods is looking for you. That's right, Bellisio Foods is now hiring for multiple positions and shifts with great employee benefits, an on-site health clinic, competitive wages, and advancement opportunities. Bellisio Foods is a company that truly values their employees. Apply online at BellisioFoods.com/careers.
Everyone, and welcome to the morning show right here on Main Street TV, where it is a beautiful Monday morning, and our Fire Chief Dave Channel is here, and we're going to be talking about, well, a whole lot of stuff, aren't we, Dave?
That's correct. We'll start out with fireworks, but then we're going to get into some other issues with the fire department and let people know what's going on.
Heck yeah, and even talk about, speaking of fireworks, maybe some fire safety. And I heard you on the radio earlier talking with Matt, and you were mentioning a couple of facts that I did not know, about the lanterns and different things like that. So we'll get into that in just a moment. But, today is July 1st. Can you believe that?
No, it's hard to believe. To me, that's half the summer's already gone.
I know. My mom always said 4th of July, the summer's half gone.
Yeah, really, it is.
It's kind of wild. I can't believe it. But 4th of July will be this week, which means that there's a whole lot of festivities going on in our listening area. But you're here today to talk about the big festivities going on in Jackson.
That's correct. We took over the fireworks probably, 7, 8 years ago, and oversee them, collecting the money to set them off. The JCs used to do that, and then they gave it up, and somewhere else down the line, then we ended up with it. So.
Lucky you, right?
Yeah. So.
But no, listen. The 4th of July. When you think of it, of course, our nation's Independence Day, and the first thing that pops into your mind are fireworks, and so a lot of the local communities have them. They are very, very, very expensive. I don't think people understand how expensive they are, but we want to thank you for spearheading that, because it isn't. I keep saying this, like, these festivals and things don't magically appear. Somebody works really, really hard to make all of this stuff for the community, come to fruition.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of scenes goes on, to get it organized.
Yeah.
And make sure it goes off with no problems.
That's right, and of course, safety is a factor, and we can talk about that too. But so tell us a little bit about what's going on, and I'm sure wherever you're listening, in all of your different communities, if you're not here in Jackson, there will be different things going on. Cool thing around here is you can kind of hit different days, because a lot of the stuff's spread out. But in Jackson, our fireworks are always on the 3rd. So what's going on there at the park? And of course, the best place to be is Manpower Park on the 3rd.
Manpower Park, or down around the Harding Avenue Veterans Drive. That's a good area, because that's where they're set off from at the ballpark. So that's a good close area there too.
I can remember, and this is back before we got brains in our heads and realized that it probably wasn't all that safe. But I can remember actually going and sitting in the park where they let the fireworks off, and that was actually a thing. Now you can't really do that.
No,
which makes total sense.
It's all about safety.
Yeah.
And the people that do the fireworks shows, they go by NFPA, which requires for every inch of fireworks, it's 70 feet, but they go 100 to even be more safer.
That makes sense.
So if you got a 4-inch shell, you got to have 400 feet clearance. So that's the reason the park is shut down. Around the park, traffic.
Veterans Drive.
And Water Street. We shut that down at 9:30.
Okay.
And we don't open it back up until after the fireworks is over. And then, of course, I have several fire departments come in and help, so we got extra coverage. And we'll open the street up at 10 after the fireworks, about 10:15.
Sure.
But the fire trucks will still stay in their place because they have a cool down period, and any it didn't go up, then they'll release them. So it's all about safety.
You know, it is. And while fireworks, certainly from my perspective, are just absolutely a beautiful thing and they're breathtaking, they're still explosives. So not
Correct.
really the safest thing in the world. So, yes, we definitely have to be very, very safe. And it is, you know, wherever your community is, it's going to be the same kind of deal. So, fireworks show will start, what, about 10 then? You
10
said?
o'clock.
Okay.
10
And
o'clock.
tell us about all the festivities going on Wednesday. There's a whole lot of stuff.
Well, at around 5 o'clock, or they could be there sooner. I leave it up to the vendors. Depends on the weather and so forth. The food vendors, they come in and set up in Manpower Park. They'll be in behind Walgreens there in the grass, and then across the bridge by the gazebo, they'll be set up there. I've got pizza, hot dogs, kettle corn, Kona ice, and Texas teas, lemonade. Will be here set up serving good food. So,
All the fun stuff.
yes.
Everything that you could possibly want for your 4th of July celebration, right?
Yes. Yeah. Good hot, greasy food.
Yes, exactly. And the weather's looking really nice.
That's
so-
what I just asked Matt. He says it's supposed to be really hot, and
It's
looks
going to
like
be
the
hot.
weather's going to be good.
But it doesn't look like rain, and, you know, that obviously sometimes can put a damper on things. So we like to not have rain.
Right. And then it will back up and do from the beginning. At 7 o'clock, they can. We got the parade, which we took over from former Mayor Randy Heath. Asked us if we'd keep that going. So that lines up from 7 o'clock till 8 o'clock when it starts on Broadway down by the library. Anybody with motorcycles, cars, trucks, golf carts, we don't care. Just come on out. Sports teams.
Come on down.
Yes, come on out. Make a nice little parade for the evening. And like I said, it will pull out at 8 o'clock. No certain order, no registration. When you get there, you get in line, and that's all there is. And then we'll come up Broadway Street to Main Street, make a right, and come out to 601. And that's then where we'll break up.
Okay, so you'll end up at the park.
Right. You'll end up at the park.
And then you can stay there for the rest of the evening until the fireworks are over.
Right at 9 o'clock for every 15 minutes, I have them set a loud boom off to get people excited and the kids riled up that, you know, fireworks is going to be starting at 10. So I like to hear them go off.
Yeah, those are fun. And, you know, the great thing about Manpower Park is the park itself, per se, doesn't have a ton of parking, but there's a lot of parking around there. So it's pretty convenient for everybody to get there and have a great evening.
Right. Yeah, a lot of the parking lots, shopping centers, CVS, all up through there is pretty heavy with people. And then down around the Eddie Jones Park at Harding and Veterans Drive, that's pretty packed down there too, crowded. So if you do get in that traffic, just be patient getting out because it's a lot of cars just trying to exit in 5 minutes.
Yeah, just be nice. Stick around and have another hot dog, you know?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
just chill out, man.
Yeah.
It's fine.
And then Matt's going to be there, I think, around 5 o'clock playing music throughout the evening. And then when the fireworks goes on, they will be playing the soundtrack for it.
Which is always, you know, something that just adds that little bit of extra to the fireworks display. It is a lovely fireworks display, of course, but adding that like patriotic music, it just gets you all in the feels.
Yeah. So these fireworks, we will be doing a $10,000 show. And it is done by strictly donations from tourism, individuals, businesses. So if you want to help out, you can. Of course, we also then do the Christmas show first Saturday in December.
Which is, I think, like one of the best ideas ever that's come out of this community. And it came out of course, the pandemic, but continued on, and it's just amazing.
Well, how that got started was I was at council meeting one night, and we were coming out, myself and Brett Reed and Councilman Ryan Peters, and he wanted to know if we could do a fireworks show at Christmas time. I said, well, that takes money. So Brett and myself went and talked to Mayor Evans, and he was go for it. We contacted the school because of the band and stuff. So everybody was go, and I think it's really nice at night after dark, the Christmas parade, and then a fireworks show and lighting of the trees, and I think it's nice.
It's lovely because, number one, it's probably not as hard to find somebody to set off fireworks in December, is it?
No.
Not the typical time of the year for that, but it's just one of those things where it's dreary outside and we're all freaking out about the hustle and bustle of the holiday season and whatever, and it's just such a good time to have the community just calm down and come together and relax and watch a beautiful fireworks show.
Yeah, the lady that works for American Fireworks, which they're in Hudson, Ohio, she's actually from Piketon, and she thinks that's great that we do a Christmas fireworks show.
It is. Are they like, wait, we don't have anyone working that time of the year? Nobody puts off fireworks at Christmas.
That's right. Nobody else is doing that. This is different.
I love it though. So. No, it's great. It's thinking outside the box, and it's very, very cool for the community for sure. All right, so there will be the parade, and you line up at the library at what time?
Starting at 7.
Okay, and then, Dylan's putting up part of the parade there. Starts at 7, and then you can just participate. You don't have to sign up or anything. And then they'll end up at the park, and they'll have the vendors, and of course the radio will be there.
Right.
And don't the Kiwanis Club
Kiwanis will
set
be
up, right?
Right. Kiwanis is going to be there around 5 o'clock.
Okay.
And they'll stay till around 8 o'clock. They'll have 2 inflatables. Be doing some temporary tattoos on kids, popcorn, water, and then they sell glow sticks. So Kiwanis, of course.
That's fun.
Kiwanis, of course, is a good community-minded civic group. And
Absolutely.
Of course, they work with us on Pig Iron Day, so they give back to the community too.
That's right. And of course, don't forget all those beautiful flowers that you see up and down Main Street.
Yes.
Carmen calls that the Judy Project. Judy Wiggins, of course, kind of spearheads that. But, that's something that they give back to the community as well. And it just makes all the difference in the world in downtowns to have something like that. So all those beautiful petunias you see blooming, they water those every day. And of course, the Kiwanis is all about the kids. So
that's correct.
Yeah, they do a lot of good.
That's a good group. We really enjoy working with them at Pig Iron Day.
Yeah.
They're there from about 7 o'clock in the morning until 3 or 4 in the afternoon helping us. So we really appreciate that. And we make a donation to their club, and they give it back to the community too.
There you go. See, it all goes full circle, right?
Yes.
And it's all about community-minded people helping, communities. So that's a good thing.
Right.
All right, so we've got quite a lot of festivities going on, and don't forget, Jackson's stuff is always on the 3rd, and then the 4th here in Jackson, we do the 5K, and in the morning, which, do you?
We're not
That's
involved
not
in
you.
that. No.
You don't get up and run, do you?
No.
Me either.
Absolutely
But
not.
Kudos to all you that do, man.
That's right.
But yeah, so then Thursday after That Thursday we'll have the 5K, and then the sidewalk market will be Thursday afternoon instead of evening. So
Really, I didn't know it was in the afternoon, but I heard it was still going on.
yep, still going on. Doing it a little bit earlier this month, just because to kind of tie it together with the 5K.
Well, a lot of people's off work too, and they can go to it that normally hasn't even went to the first one.
Exactly.
So
It's
that
a
will
great
work out
opportunity.
great.
Yeah, so really 2 days right here in Jackson, full of some amazing events going on.
That's correct.
So, all right. Well, we'll touch on that just before we let you go. But you had a couple other things that we were talking about, and you were talking about, we mentioned fire safety. Obviously, the roads around where they set the fireworks off around Eddie Jones Park, that kind of thing, will be shut down during the fireworks display here in Jackson. But so I live out of town, and I have neighbors that I don't know how much money they spend, but it's like a war zone out there, man. So let's talk for a minute about what are people allowed technically to do. Put on your fire chief hat for a moment and kind of talk about that, if you would. Because I find it hard to believe that it's okay for everybody to shoot off all this stuff. But what do you say?
Well, last year the governor signed a new law into effect that people are allowed to set off better fireworks than what they used to be. You can do that during there's several days, weekends throughout the year you can do that.
Okay.
But the city of Jackson did not opt into that. You can still stay out of it, and that's what they did. So in the city, you're not allowed to do that. You can still just do sparklers, the smoking, I think they call them blackjacks.
Like the stuff you can buy at Walmart.
Right, that kind of stuff you're allowed to still, you can do that. But not the more powerful stuff you're not allowed in the city. Now, as far as the county, they could do it outside the county. I don't know what Wellston did or what Village of Oak Hill did or Colton, but they had the right to either do it or still opt out of it. And
I didn't know
we
that was
decided to stay out of it for safety reasons, that and fires caused by fireworks. So
for sure.
we just decided that council did to stay out of it. So in the city, you're still just allowed to do the sparklers, like the stuff you can buy at Walmart or Kroger's or somewhere like that.
Right. So here's what I'm sitting here thinking, though. I walked out this morning and I'm walking the dogs right out in I have some land, and I'm walking all around and I'm looking at my grass and I'm thinking, I didn't have to mow my grass this week, and it's crunching under my feet. And I would have to think that that's a nightmare for a firefighter because any little spark it's so dry out right now, is my point. And that would be fireworks on top of that. It's just kind of like gas on the fire.
Right. Yeah, it's very dry. I mean, like you said, the grass is crunchy right now.
It's crazy how quickly that happened.
We had a brush fire yesterday.
You did?
Yeah, okay. I wasn't on the scene. I don't know if somebody was burning or what caused it, but we had one yesterday. So it's dry. So be really, really careful. I don't care where you live, what you're setting off. Be careful not to catch a building or anything on fire or the grass. Be safe.
And I don't think anyone really, unless you've got a serious problem up here, nobody really, sets out to catch something on fire. But it can happen so quickly. And you were talking about, I think it was the last time you were here, about cigarettes, like people throwing cigarettes.
We've had, over the several years, we've had mulch fires at local businesses where somebody walks up, flips their cigarette out, and it sets their mulch on fire because everything's dry. We need a real slow 24-hour rain.
We do. None of us pray for rain really a lot, but right now we could certainly use it.
I'm sure it's hard on the farmers' crops,
Yep.
Grass, everything. So just be really, really careful.
So what was I going to ask you? Oh, I heard that you mentioning those Chinese lanterns that people do, and I guess if you don't know what I'm talking about, can you explain that? But you say those are a big fat no-no.
Right. Chinese lanterns in the state of Ohio are totally illegal. You can be fined if you set one off and you get caught, and they can come back and find out where it came from, because we're watching the sky to see where they come from, because they're very dangerous. You have no control over them.
Right. It's just crazy.
It's like a hot air balloon. It's got a candle in it, and when you set it off, it just rises just like a hot air balloon. And once you let it go, you don't know where it's going to go. You don't know where it's going to land, on top of a building or anything.
Right.
And that flame could still be burning inside that lantern. I mean, yeah, they're nice, but
Well, they're lovely,
very dangerous. Very dangerous.
but common sense should prevail, I would think. So can you kind of explain what that is if our viewers don't know? It's like you said, there's like a candle in it, and then it's kind of has like a
Yes, it just basically looks like a real small version of a hot air balloon.
of a hot air balloon. Yeah.
I've found them before where people set them off. When firefighter Jeff Young was on our department, he found one laying in his front yard that had went up and come down. So I mean, you don't know where they're going to land. That's the worst part right there. No control.
And I think that goes along with not necessarily for fire safety, but I can't believe this is a thing. People letting off helium balloons and then praying someone finds them with like a message on it. So don't do that either. My father-in-law was out mowing in our horse field one day and found one with the string still, the string still attached with a big tag on it, and it had like several balloons and whatever. And I'm thinking, if my horses had gotten into that, they would be dead, and it would be not good. And it was like from a school somewhere. It was like, if you found this, contact our school. We want to know, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, don't teach kids that. It's a horrible idea.
I think they have a contest to see, how far they go from where they let them off at and who found it,
Yeah,
But
like,
still, it's
don't.
dangerous,
Again, if my horses had gotten into that, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that'd been bad.
Yeah. So, there's a lot of things that it sounds like a good idea on the surface, but it's really not.
Right.
But
right.
no, fire safety, be very, very careful, especially right now. Like I said, man, the grass is crunchy, and don't flick your cigarettes out. And what are some of the other things we want to tell people that should be common sense that that people do anyway?
Well, don't set anything off, play with it, sparklers, whatever, close to your house. It don't take nothing for something to go wrong, and then you got a problem.
Like bottle rockets, even.
Yeah.
They can go like completely the wrong way. We've all seen that happen.
So that's the main thing, is just be really, really careful. Your surroundings, don't do them with little kids, can step on the wire and get burned or anything.
Sure.
Just, it's all about safety, number one.
Yeah. And I have talked with a couple of people, and this happened out by my house. You were there, where a neighbor's house burnt. They were on a four-wheeler, I believe, and then parked the four-wheeler kind of like close to the house, and it actually caught on fire, didn't it?
Well, I'm not sure if the four-wheeler actually caused it. I mean, that was turned over to the insurance company. They actually brought private investigators out. They
Okay.
loaded the four-wheelers up, because I was out there helping them load them.
Yeah.
And they were taking them back to go through them and see what caused the fire.
Okay.
But yes, they had parked four-wheelers underneath like a deck up above,
Yeah.
and and they were home, and it just went right upside the house.
Yes,
and
it did.
into the attic.
You're not kidding. And I talked with a girl, and this is not funny. It definitely wasn't funny when it happened, but now she kind of can tell the story, but she was mowing and parked her mower back in her garage, and after she parked it and went inside, it caught the garage on fire and the whole garage burned down.
I know probably where you're talking about.
Yeah.
Just go west.
Yeah, she was telling me about that. And you're just like, wait, is that a thing that can happen? But,
Oh yeah.
you know, it gets so hot and it's, 100 degrees outside.
Yep.
These are all things that can happen.
Grass can build up. Say it's a riding mug. Grass can build up on the deck, and then it catches on fire, and then then your mower's on fire, and away it goes.
And there's your garage gone. And you just can't believe it.
Yeah, we had one right down here in Franklin Township. They had a like a gator, and it caught on fire from grass up underneath it and stuff because they were working hay,
Yeah.
and caught the side of the house on fire when they parked it to take a break. So I mean, anything can go wrong at any time.
Just kind of keep that in mind when you're out working and whatever. So while you're here, I figure we should preach
Yeah,
some fire
yeah.
safety, right?
That's right. That's what we like to hear, safety.
Yeah. So you were telling me off the air, and I think this is so very cool, that you have a cadet program that you're doing, and also the Jackson Fire Department actually is doing well with firefighters right now. So let's talk about that.
Okay, well, we'll start with the cadet program.
This is really cool.
Sean Witt from the State Fire Prevention Office and Mr. Swackhammer, our Service Safety Director, and myself met with Tyler Swackhammer and Phil Howard from the school. Presented this cadet program to it. They were really excited and interested in it. So we got a policy together, guidelines for it. And a couple months ago, 3 months ago now, we had a meeting with any interested cadet in the Jackson City school system, ranging from the age of 14 to 18. Because once they become 18, they can either be a firefighter or they can say, I'm not interested. So
I was going to ask you, is 18 the age to be a firefighter?
Actually 17 and a half. You can sign up now. They lowered that because of people hurting, needing firefighters. They lowered that. They can go take their course, their 36-hour volunteer course, but they do not get their card until they turn 18.
Okay.
So that gives them a little head start.
Sure.
So they can do that. So out of the cadet program, we had several show up at night. I don't know why they didn't want to still do it, but we got 6 right now. And they meet I have 3 firefighters that are over that group.
Okay.
They meet with them. They're training with them. They come to our meetings. They'll be in trucks Wednesday night. They're allowed to go in the trucks.
Really? That's so fun.
I'm hopefully this week going to be ordering them. It's like brush fire gear, something to protect them where they say a spark landed on them or something. They won't get burnt. Protect their clothes. And then they'll have a pager. They can go on calls with us. They can't do a whole lot. They can learn. They can be a runner. Say a firefighter wanted an axe. Just tell them, go get me an axe.
Right.
So they're really interested in it. We got one girl in it. Her dad's on the fire department, and the other 5 are boys.
That is so cool. So, I mean, you're just getting young people involved, and by the time they get old enough to where they can be a firefighter, they have such a jump ahead of other people.
Right. Yeah. It's a lot of departments has a cadet program. We tried it probably 30 years ago or longer.
Okay.
And it never did get going. But we got guidelines like say after, I believe it's 2 o'clock in the morning, they can't go on a call with us because of school. They have to maintain their grades. If they're failing in anything, then they cannot go do any functions for 5 weeks.
Okay.
So, I mean,
That's fair.
schooling's still important.
Sure.
But we have a 3 or 4 page document that tells all the guidelines. And they had a sports physical. The city paid for it. We buy their gear, that gear for 'em. That's going to be about $700 a cadet.
Okay.
So nothing's cheap.
No, it is not.
So we feel it's beneficial to get the young generation involved.
It is, absolutely. And as you said, I think we were talking off the air, firefighters, EMTs, police, all of this, and many, many other, let's just say, professions are hurting for people.
That's correct. It's nationwide. I mean, the state governor appointed a task force team, and there was a meeting in Hamden with state people wanting to know what they could do to help the volunteer fire service to get more people involved. Because, a couple years ago, I was down to 6.
Yeah,
Now
it
we're-
was bad,
Now we're up to 20.
which is great.
That's really great. I mean, I just put 6 on last week. They started.
Wow.
2 of them are already trained, which is even better because then they can just get involved.
Yeah, just jump in with both feet and go.
And then the other 4 will have to go take their 36-hour class. And there's one of them now it's July. There's one of those starting in the weekend of the 13th in Wellston. So they're registered to go get their training in. So, I'm glad we're up to 20. It was a little scary down to 6 people, but we have automatic aid, mutual aid, and we all rely on each other.
That's true, but it is scary with 6 people.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't all be everywhere at one time.
No.
So let's talk about, we have a few minutes here. Let's talk about what is involved in the training. And I don't think a lot of people know that Wellston literally has a firefighter training program.
Well, yeah, they do, and it's sanctioned through the State Farm Marshal's office,
Yeah.
and they
Right
have
here in our area.
they have a 3-story building. It's metal. They're on 327 right there as you go into Wellston High School.
Uh-huh.
That's where it's located,
Okay.
and they have instructors from all over the area that helps them teach. And this is all done through the State Farm Marshal's office. So it's really a great program. They do all kind of training classes. They do the 36-hour. They do the firefighter 1, and then they do the firefighter 2, which takes you up to a 240-hour card, and you can go anywhere in the state of Ohio and apply for a full-time job then.
With the firefighter too,
Correct.
because it's more training.
Oh, yeah, a lot more training, more versus the 36-hour. The 36-hour, you're not allowed to do no live burns. You actually have to go to another class to get that done, or the chief can sign off if he feels you're okay to do that. But the 36-hour, I don't think it's long enough, and I hear a lot of people say that.
It doesn't seem to me like that, but that's
I think it's enough to get you scared or really get you hurt, but that's the way the state wants it. And I know some of the instructors, and they're trying to get the state to change that. So hopefully they will. Hopefully they'll listen.
right. I mean, you'd think they'd listen to the people that are involved, right?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes that doesn't necessarily happen. So, what all is involved in firefighter training? What does that 36-hour course look like?
Well, it teaches you how to use your SCBAs, how to put your gear on. It's timed. You have to do your practical skills, and it's timed. You got so long, and I'm not sure what the minutes are. You got so many minutes to fully dress out, from street clothes to structural gear to your air pack on and on air.
Okay.
That's part of it. You're taught how to climb a ladder, how to ventilate, how fires start and so forth, and how to get the water off of a truck onto the fire. And it's like I said, 36-hour. I don't
It
feel.
just doesn't seem like very
don't think it's long
long
enough.
to learn all that stuff. And I mean, let's just be honest. Fire, putting out a fire is not taking a hose and squirting water on a house. Like, there's obviously a method to the madness.
Yeah.
And you need to learn that.
Yeah, right. And that's what they do. They teach you where to put the water and how to do it, and stuff like that. And then you got to crawl. They black your mask out, and then you crawl through a maze up at that building. I mean, it used to be just anybody could teach those classes locally, but now they have to go through a vocational school.
Sure.
Whether it's Buckeye Hills or the Academy here or Pike County, Ross County. So, I mean, there's several places that has a training program. Buckeye Hills has it. Two of the instructors are from here in town, Richard Eubanks and Jeff Young.
Yep.
So they teach down there.
Awesome. Very good. So there's any number of ways that you can get involved, whether it be Jackson or Wellston or, wherever you're listening.
Right. If you're interested, you don't have to be 18 years old. I mean, we'll take you up higher than that with age. As long as you can pass your physical, stress test, drug screen, all that stuff, and get hired. I don't know what other departments require, but if you're interested, just reach out to your local fire department because everybody's needing firefighters.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're fortunate with the 20, but that doesn't mean tomorrow that you won't be back down to 6.
Right. It's I've said in here several times on this show that it's very rewarding to save somebody's property, their animals, rescue somebody. It's very rewarding to see what you accomplish to help somebody.
Yeah, and I mean, whether you're a firefighter or, a police officer or EMT or whatever, I mean, it's about helping others.
Right.
And it does have to be very, very rewarding for you.
Yep. So, most departments have fundraisers, so those are fun to work out in the public. I know our fire department's association, which I'll be back here probably in 3 weeks for Pig Iron Day.
Can you believe that? Oh my gosh.
But, we raise money, and then we have these pull tab machines around town, which other departments have them too. We just recently, there's a story coming out in the news here. Jeremiah's working on it. Mm-hmm. Our association, along with my city budget, we just bought $70,000 worth of battery-operated rescue equipment. That's the thing nowadays. Everything's going battery-operated.
As opposed to...
hydraulic.
Okay.
You had hydraulic lines running everywhere. It's hot fluid. These tools are really nice.
Okay.
Our association split the cost. I split the cost with my city budget. And then both of us went together and bought 21 new walkie-talkies because our walkie-talkies were outdated. Come next year, they got to be P25 compliant according to FCC. I would say that too, it falls under. So we bought those. Then our association also bought a brand new Kawasaki ATV for rescue in the woods. It's got a skid unit in it for brush fires. Yep. So, and you'll see it in the parade. They're going to put it in the parade Wednesday night and hand out candy to kids.
That's awesome. And I mean, let's just be honest. Was it last year where we had several brush fires around here, or was the year before? I can't remember. But it was people were having to bring their ATVs or whatever to help you guys get back in the woods. And so it's very important that you have your own vehicle for that.
Right. Well,
and
we had
to
one.
Help people, to save people.
We had one. It was a 2-seater.
Uh-huh.
And this one is a single-seater. Of course, that's a shorter wheelbase. Back when we had the big fire up in Petrie there, be 2 years this October, I believe it's been. We had several ATVs up there. We spent about 36 hours on that fire up there.
It was a mess.
It was threatening homes and cabins and everything. And even ODNR came and brought a dozer, and they even had problems getting to it. It was so hilly.
Yeah.
So, we try to help our community with our projects, give back. That's the whole idea of ours.
Absolutely. And again, these fireworks, circling back around to that, are one of the very, many things that you all give back to the community. But again, they're not free and they are not cheap. So If somebody wanted to help out and say, "Hey, I want to help out with the fireworks or any of the other things that you do at the fire department," how could people reach out or get involved or donate?
Well, if they want to donate to, say, the fireworks, they can just give it to any firefighter on our department or mail it to Jackson Firefighter Association, 152 Pearl Street here in Jackson, and we'll get it. There is no public funds involved in this. Tourism gives us money every year,
Yep.
and of course that's from the bed tax.
Yep.
So no tax money. It's we have the 501c3, so it's tax deduction right off. So I mean, we appreciate it. Like I said, this fireworks show for Wednesday night paid for. You have to pay for it before they'll. You have to pay half of it before they
You
will
can't
even
really
come.
repossess fireworks, can you? Once they go off.
But the Christmas show, we're a fair amount away from not having the funds for it, so we do need more help.
Okay, and again, like we said, that Christmas fireworks show is just so cool, and it's something that's so different.
Right. Nobody else does it. Everybody does them usually on Saturday morning or something like that. So, one other thing too.
Sure.
On the parade, we are telling and asking people, do not throw candy out. That's very dangerous. You got little kids running out in the street to get it, and say you got a fire truck or a wreck or something, they might not see that little kid
Yeah.
bending over to pick up that candy, and it's very dangerous.
It is.
I was in Chillicothe the other night for the Kenworth parade, and those drivers and passengers were just dropping candy everywhere, and kids are running out. I thought,
Oh
that's
no.
so dangerous.
Yeah.
And one of my firefighters was with me, works at Kenworth, and he thought that was very dangerous too. So please don't throw candy out. You can walk and hand it out, and also no alcoholic beverages in the parade or lineup.
Okay, that makes sense. Don't be drinking and driving in the 4th of July parade.
Yeah, that's right. But things has happened.
I can't believe that you even had to say that.
It has.
Sometimes we have to point out the obvious, right?
Sometimes you think all good things is good, but
It is.
but it's got to come to a stop. So anyway,
Nope, I love that. Oh, Dave, you're so funny. All right, so
tell the truth.
okay, is there anything else before we let you go? Because we do have a message to play, and while you're here, I always like to let you talk about all the great things you have going on.
Well, we're already up to 100 and I think right around 165 calls this year,
Man,
and we're just now went through the half year, so
yep,
it's going to be a busy year.
isn't that crazy?
So other than that, be safe with your fireworks. Support your local fire department. I don't care where you're at. Your fire department is important to the community. And anytime you see them out raising money, I know money's tight everywhere. If it's only a quarter, donate to them because they can use it.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it's a very, very small price to pay for what you all give back to the community, whether it be through something fun like fireworks or saving lives and all of that as well, or stuff, structures, all that. So,
Right.
well, thank you for what you do, Dave, and thank everybody down at the fire department. And hopefully, we'll see y'all on Wednesday, right?
All righty. Thanks for having me in again.
Well,
Like I
you're always
said,
welcome.
And I'll be back probably, somebody will. I'm sure it'll probably be me. And I think last year, John Smith
Yeah, I
came
think
with
he
me.
did. Yep.
Steve Moore was with me on something. What was he here? Was that the Christmas one?
Maybe.
But anyway, appreciate you having us in, and it's nice doing it and giving people information.
You got it. All right. Well, Dave Channel, of course, our Jackson Fire Chief. Thank you for stopping by. And we will be back here in just a moment with some news. But first, let's have a message from our friends at Vinton County Bank.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
All right. Well, we are back, and thanks, Dave. Today is going to be an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous day. In fact, I almost felt like fall this morning, strangely enough, out walking the dogs. But for today, on Monday, it is going to be sunshine all day, July 1st, and highs of 78 degrees. It doesn't get much better than that. Tomorrow on Tuesday, a bit warmer with some partly cloudy skies, highs of 86. And then looking on to Wednesday, there you go for your fireworks. Looking like a very, very hot day, but no rain in the forecast, which is great for those fireworks. And highs around 90 on Wednesday. So that's going to be a wild one. All right. And what are we doing now?
We got a video from Jeremiah.
Dylan says we have a video from Jeremiah, and then we'll be back with some news from our friend Pete Wilson.
Hello and good morning. My name is Jeremiah Shaver, and I'm a multimedia journalist with The Telegram, bringing you guys a video from Eddie Jones Park, where today is Family Bike Day. We're going to show you footage of everything that happened here for Bike Day, talk to some folks, and hope you guys enjoy this video. Eddie Jones Park in the city of Jackson was the site where families and bikes came together for an inaugural event called Family Bike Day. Come on over. Let's. All right, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kay Howe. Super excited to be here to kick off this first Bike Day event.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about the inspiration for how this event came together.
So our group, Jackson County Forward, we formed this a few months ago. It's a nonprofit group, and we were trying to figure out how to get people out and how do we get people out biking. And then it sort of brewed into an event, and we learned in Chillicothe that they ride once a week. They get 50 to 60 people out every week riding. So it just sort of took on a life of its own. So this is our kickoff day, but this isn't the end. This is just the beginning.
Okay.
So.
Do you guys plan to do it like monthly, weekly,
Absolutely. Depending on the interest we have today, it's a beginning, and we hope to, we'll do it monthly. We have enough interest for that. We'll start doing it weekly.
Okay. So. And I know you were telling us that the bikes here, you were telling us off camera, the bikes here are some bikes that have been donated that if you don't have a bike.
If these bikes could talk, right? I don't know. There's probably 20 bikes here. We've had anonymous people request to meet with people from our group at Walmart to donate bikes.
Oh, wow.
That they just wanted. So there's brand new bikes here.
That's
for
awesome.
People that we're going to loan out, no charge. Help yourself. And then after today, we need to figure out where we're going to keep the bikes so people in the community can use them, whether it's the library or a store uptown that wants to do it and check them out. We just want them back. Of course, we'll work to put air in the tires. And it's really important to say this isn't just for the city of Jackson. We want this in Wellston, Oak Hill, Colton. We want this throughout the county. So this is just the beginning. We had to start somewhere, so we started here, but it's not just about the city of Jackson.
And you guys will you be riding in the street?
Oh, well, okay, we'll be in the street, and we'll be following, the streets are open, and we'll be following the traffic laws. It's what they do in Chillicothe. They ride on the open road. They don't shut the streets down. Eventually, we hope to have dedicated bike lanes. That's something we'll want to work toward as the city does improvements. So, and puts in sidewalks. We want to have dedicated bike lanes. Oh my gosh. And also, if you don't want to ride on the street, we have this beautiful bike path behind us. It's a mile long. I was on it last night, but I've walk it many times, have ridden it many times, and it used to have a little mud and debris on it. We went back and the city did a fabulous job cleaning it up. Well, they've cleaned up the tennis courts too, and even the light pole is painted and it has a flag on it. So there's a lot going on. It's a lot of energy down here. The bike path is clean, it's friendly. If you have little kids, you can bring them down safely and ride on it. It's beautiful back in there. It's covered by trees. So I can't wait for you to see it.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out. I was telling Kay, I have never been on the Jackson bike path. I've always been worried to go back through there because of some of the stuff I've heard over the years. And I'm going to have to go take a stroll back there and check it out and enjoy it. I've never been back there before, so that's going to be a first time for me. And I've lived, I grew up in Guy County, but I've lived in Jackson County for most of my life. Lived here in Jackson for the last 6-7 years, and I'm excited to go check it out.
Nice.
So.
Thank you so much for being here. We're so happy that you're here today. Just a little safety tips. Does anybody know that there are actually hand signals for riding a bike on the street so that you can tell cars what you're doing? Does anybody know what those are? Okay, so you're going to use your left hand because you're usually toward the right side of the street, right? You're going to use your left hand, and if you are turning left, you are going to point to the left. Makes sense, right? If you are going to go right, you're going to make a right angle with your arm. If you need to stop, you're going to flip it down. You're stopping. Now, I say that, but keep in mind that not all car drivers know the signals. So make sure if you are turning left that you look behind you and you make sure that there isn't a car trying to pass you, right? So again, that's left, right angle, turning right, and stop. Thank you so much for being here today.
Jeremiah, Pete, Alex.
Good morning, Jackson. My name is Amy McGuire. I'm the clinical manager for Holzer here at Pattonsville location.
And I'm Rhonda O'Neill. I'm the clinical manager for the Jenkins Clinic in Wellston.
We are excited to be here this morning to come to our Jackson community and help to support the first, hopefully annual, bike race or 5K event that we're going to be having. And feel free to stop by and get you some hydration and nutrition and some goodies to help get you back in shape.
And we love our community, and we thank you all for choosing Holzer.
So we're with the Jackson City Library, and today at the Family Bike Ride we are giving away free bike helmets for kids. These are provided by the Jackson County Forward, so that's where these came from. So what we're going to do is measure the kid's head and then figure out which size that they need, because that's important, because if the helmet doesn't fit, then it's not going to be safe for the kid.
Very good. Say your name.
I'm Paco.
Tell us about your signs.
It's Super Kitties. And I made them look like it.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello, this is Kay Howe, and the first bike ride was fabulous. My cup overfloweth with joy. So to have so many people out, all ages, unexpected people that rode here 3.5 miles. I know Butch Moore did. And we have some new people to the area that just moved in that like to go biking and saw this opportunity. So I made some new friends along the way. It's a great day.
Hi, my name's Adrienne Redker, and I'm one of the founding members of Jackson County Forward, and I am beyond excited, exhilarated today. It was great and beautiful weather and a beautiful group, and we love Jackson and can't wait to do more.
Hi, my name is Brian Taylor. Came out today to ride with my family in the bike 5K. Normally we run 5Ks, but today I decided to take advantage of this great event for the community.
After the bike ride event, everyone was welcome to head across the street to the Jackson Farmers Market, which was kicking off its opening for the 2024 season. The Farmers Market is located on Harding Avenue in Jackson and features fresh produce and is open 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. each Saturday through the season. Also, folks checked out the existing Jackson bike path, including myself.
My intro for my video is me riding up to the camera. I've never been on this bike path back here before.
Well, Jeremiah, today's the day.
It'll be my first time.
Here we go.
Here we go.
And we don't even have to like.
That is absolutely great. And I had happened to just pull in front of the brewery right as they were turning the corner. So I got a really fun video of everybody coming down the street and turning the corner there. And it looked like everybody was having a great time.
I tell you what, I was there taking it all in as well. Wasn't participating, but I tell you what, such a positive vibe there.
Love that.
And just a big salute to everybody involved who made that happen.
Yep.
Especially Jackson County Moving Forward,
Yep.
Which is a group of citizens who just want to see Jackson get better.
You got it.
And work with government and other agencies and grantees or whatever. And so this bike day may be just the beginning of it all. Of course, they're talking about doing it on a regular basis, and why not?
I agree. Like, why not?
So we will have, of course, coverage in the Telegram as well. Great video done by Jeremiah Shaver there. Does a great job on the live videos and the produced videos as well, and that gave you a really good encapsulation of that first event. And as I said, we will have continuing coverage on that. Alex will have some still photos, of course, and some coverage, some interviews with Kay Howe and some of the other people who were the enablers there.
Yep.
Okay, a couple other things we're going to say real quickly. This story out of Vinton County, special board meeting by the Vinton County Local Board of Education on Friday morning did a very important personnel hiring. They hired a new principal for West Elementary.
Okay.
Her name is Jamie Lutz, and she is the one standing on the left in the back row. She will be replacing Brian Thompson as one of the elementary principals there in the Vinton County system, West Elementary, which is out at Allensville. And Jamie has a long career as a teacher, and she is very excited to try her hand at administration. She is from the Alexander School District. That's where she grew up. She's also worked in Athens as well. And so, we wish her the very best. This picture has her standing along with the seated members of the Vinton County Local Board of Education, as well as another teacher who was hired there on the right, standing to her left. That is Crystal McGee. She will be one of the new teachers at the middle school this year. We'll have a story on that in our Wednesday edition of the Telegram. So congratulations to Jamie. Red Thompson, who was there to cover that meeting, did a video interview with her that's very interesting as well. It's got a lot of attention. You can go to the Telegram Facebook page and take that in as well. A couple other things going on. This will be the second of three in the Family Hike series that the library is doing. The library doing such a great job with community outreach. It's just not all about books. We know that.
No, that's the truth.
But this second hike will take us to Leo Petroglyph, which, it's always been there. That is the famous rock inscriptions out at Leo Petroglyph. And these are very historically significant.
Do we know what those mean?
Native Americans it's subject to interpretation.
Okay.
But these rock inscriptions were made many, many, many years ago by the Native Americans who lived in this area. And Leo Petroglyph is a true historical treasure, and this is a way to see it kind of chaperoned by
Absolutely.
folks.
Super
The library,
cool.
that'll be tonight. All you have to do is go to the library parking lot at 5:30. If you have a transportation issue, you know, a driver's license, or you're too young to have a driver's license, call the library today at 286-4111, and they will arrange transportation. But otherwise, meet at the library parking lot at 5:30 and head out to Leo. Not only do they have the rock inscriptions, but they have a very nice nature trail out there.
Yes.
All right. Also, tomorrow there's going to be a blood drive at the Jackson Area YMCA. We want to let you know about that. It is advisable to register ahead of time on the Red Cross website, which is www.redcrossblood.org. You can also use the app. You can also call a toll-free number. It is advisable to sign up in advance. That blood drive at the YMCA will be from 1 p.m. to 5:30 p.m., and it is co-sponsored by the YMCA and the new Red Apple Realty in Jackson.
Oh, great. Okay.
Also, McKee Paving will be back in Jackson to resume the paving work, so we want to give you a heads up there.
Sure.
The streets that will be involved are over on the north end of town: Crossland Street, John Street, West Street, Chestnut Street, and Hunt Street. Work is expected to begin tomorrow, some preliminary work. Actual paving may be as soon as Wednesday. When they're paving in that area, they try to never completely close down the street, but obviously there's restricted there.
Yep.
And this is very important. Do not park along the street. Will not work. They probably already have no parking signs posted there, but if you live there, motorists traveling through or visiting there, do not park along the street, because they need the whole street to be able to do their paving. And some streets in Jackson in that area have already been done, but a lot of the streets that are on the summer paving schedule yet to be done, but it will take place throughout the summer. I believe McKee Paving will be there to do this round. They may take another break. When they take a break, they just go somewhere else, but then they'll be back to finish the work before the end of the summer, and we'll always alert you on our media platforms where they're working to try to give you a heads up.
Very cool.
So there we are.
All right.
I'll be back tomorrow to give you much more, but we wanted to definitely highlight the Family Bike Day.
That's so good.
We'll have newspaper coverage of the Pride in the Park event as well. And of course, we'll start talking about all of the 4th of July celebrations that are taking place.
That's exactly
It's
right.
all over the place. God bless America.
Yes, you got it. All the hot dogs you can eat. All right. Well, have a great day, Pete. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thanks to Jackson Fire Chief Dave Channel for coming in and filling us in on all the latest and greatest there as well. So have a great day, everyone. Get outside today. It is absolutely lovely. And we'll be right back here tomorrow.
Excellent. Bye. Later. From breaking news to heartwarming stories, The Telegram is your ticket to the latest buzz in town.
Read your daily dose of local headlines, sports, and entertainment and more in hand and on paper.
Get a print and digital subscription for only $7.95 per month. Delivered fresh every Wednesday and Saturday.
Visit thetelegramnews.com or call 740-286-3023 today.
Don't just read the news, be a part of it.